with the same clip that he got a strike for. And he asked, why didn't I get a strike? When is that one coming? And a lot of people were like, oh no, he's snitching on Mark. And that's literally not the case here. That's not what it's about. I've got nothing but respect for the good mythical Moist. But when it came down to it, I'm always ready to throw down when it comes to these issues. So I quote tweeted him, tagging Team YouTube and saying, fair is fair. When am I going to get a strike? And to my actual surprise, I did get one, which was interesting. Interesting choice on their part. Now, because it's my first strike, I get off with a warning, which means that I can still upload and stuff. But the problem is there's clearly an issue with improper application, or at least uneven application, of YouTube's community guidelines. And moreover, there's a communication issue at the heart of it all. Now, I want to be very clear. I'm not against the rules themselves. Those rules are there for a reason, and there is content that falls within those rules that should be taken down, which is why they have manual review in the first place. But that also is its own issue. And to better understand that issue, I should put in perspective just how big YouTube actually is. Some of you may already know this, but it's something like, as of May of 2019, YouTube gets approximately 500 hours of video uploaded every single minute. If you thought I was going to say hour or day, you were dead wrong. Minute. That turns into 30,000 hours of content per hour. 720,000 hours per day, which is 82 years of content every day. And in that content is obviously going to be some pretty messed up shit, which is why YouTube has this community guidelines in the first place. And which is why we are all agreeing that that shit should be taken down. Anything that actually falls within the rules should be. But it's not. Critical explains this more in another video that I will link in the description, where he talks about literal animal abusers that have videos that are
puppies and dogs under truck tires, run over the dogs a little bit while the dog's screaming. They'll turn on the camera, run over and rescue it for the sake of their YouTube views. It's fucking disgusting stuff, and it's pretty clear that they put the animals in these positions to rescue them. They'll throw them in snakes and be like, holy shit, get these snakes off. We're trying to save a dog. Look how great this is. Thumbs up. Don't forget. These channels don't even do a good job of making it seem like they're actually rescuing animals. They'll have a video like, holy shit, this German Shepherd puppy tried to hang itself in my basement. They'll have the fucking dog in a noose and be like, holy shit, get down from there. What are you thinking? Suicide's not the answer. And then take the dog down. The dog's really in fucking rough shape because of this. And then they'll try and make it be some kind of happy, uplifting video, even though it's clear that these people are evil. YouTube has basically become live leak for animals. There's just so much terrible shit in regards to hurting animals on the platform, and I just don't understand why YouTube keeps turning a blind eye to it, it feels like, because they still haven't even addressed the pollution thing. I really just don't get YouTube's priorities. They are so quick to ban a channel like Leafy is here because he made too many Pokemon videos, but they will take their sweet fucking time in actually addressing real crimes like child abuse. And you remember Daddy05, the family that was abusing their children for views and subscribers on YouTube for a long time? Authorities had to fucking like beg YouTube to do something about it before they actually finally acted on it. They just seem to be so reluctant to actually address real crimes and problems like animal abuse and child abuse. It really feels like they just don't give a fuck. At least not about things that matter. So a few days ago, almost a week ago now, one of my videos was taken down called Road Rager Learns a Hard Lesson. It's a fake staged video in a Russian dash cam where a man gets out of his car, bangs on a van's window, and then SpongeBob, Mickey Mouse, the squirrel from Ice Age, and some purple ass-beating elephant cartoon character all get out of the van. It's mascots, and then they get into a little fight and then run away, and that's the end of the video.
The site. Hell, we had an entire video yesterday where I showed you literally the same cat being tossed into very terrible scenarios. And I even found out worse situations about that cat, but I'm not going to get into it because that's actually going to make me even angrier than I fucking am right now. Now, it's also to a point where it's not just the community guidelines, it's also the fucking demonetization filters that we have to talk about too. A couple days ago, I talked about Leafy is Here's termination like a lot of other commentary channels, where we talked about, oh shit guys, Leafy got removed, one of the biggest channels on the platform. But guess what? You want to know how YouTube demonetized me for that one? This is fucking rich. Just watch for this, okay? I'm not even fucking mad. I'm actually kind of glad that I got hit with this because it shows me the stupidity of the manual human reviews behind the system. YouTube actually hit me on that video, I shit you not, with discussion of modern acts of terror and controversial social issues. That was a manual review by a fucking human being.
The story was that a big dog had bit the young puppy, causing a severe injury. But there's something about this injury. Something isn't quite right. On the puppy, there is only one mark that looks more like a cut than anything. If he had truly been bitten, then wouldn't there have been injuries all over his body, given the fact that grown dogs typically have 42 teeth? So if a grown dog had really bitten this puppy with that much strength, then those other teeth surely would have caused damage too. So the possibility of this actually being a bite mark is all but impossible, unless the dog literally only had one tooth. Plus, the wound very clearly isn't a puncture, and again it looks more like a slice, which is inconsistent with a bite mark as well. And something else wasn't adding up either. When looking at the update video, the young puppy was still a puppy, and it looked to be the same exact size. Yet the wound had healed over so much that it was unrecognizable. Large wounds on dogs like that would typically take as long as 6 weeks to heal if left open, and that's not including the months that it would take to fully scar over, and then the years it would take for that scar to become this unnoticeable. So all in all, the recovery time for the dog to look that good could have been years, and yet that dog was still a puppy. Now going a little further, this looks to be a Labrador, meaning that by just 3 months old, it would already be nearing 25 pounds, and by 6 months, it would be as high as 50. But this dog is just as small as it was before, making this update video all but impossible to be true. So what does this all mean? It means that everything here is clearly staged. Everything but the dog's wound. And since we already know that it couldn't have come from a dog like they said, it appears that these kids did the unthinkable. They took a perfectly healthy puppy, filmed it as footage to use for their update video, and then they took a sharp object, likely a knife, and cut the puppy on its chest. After the dog was injured, they placed it under a deck and pretended to rescue it, so that they could look like the heroes. That explains why the wound looked more like a cut, and it explains why they never found the actual dog who bit the puppy, because it didn't exist. Stabbing an innocent puppy to look cool on YouTube and acting like you're a hero, it's one of the most disgusting things that I've seen on the platform. Honestly, this makes me just lose so much faith in humanity.